So the convergence of crypto and blockchain and how these technologies will continue to play a central role in shaping the future of digital interaction, economic transactions, and decentralized solutions is a very hot topic. Daria Leon is Senior Editor at Be in Crypto, and she'll be moderating as we gain some invaluable insights into our next discussion. Please put your hands together for Daria, who will welcome her panelists. I've just seen her, so I know she is here, and all her panelists are waiting by. Daria, this is what happens. What you don't get to see backstage is actually they're so engrossed in their conversations before they come on. They're forgetting. I actually just said I will be calling you out in just a few moments. Yes, we have a panel. I thought I was going to have to pull her on stage. Over to you guys.
Finally. I'm glad to see we still have people here today because we have just like 2 more panels. Okay, we have just 15 minutes and 3 panelists, so we'll be quick. But our topic is really cool. We'll discuss what's next for crypto and blockchain. Before we dive in, I'll ask my amazing panelists to introduce themselves briefly. Miriam, can you please start?
Sure. My name is Mariam Bensayah. I work in MasterCard. I'm leading crypto risk and security innovation for Eastern Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And super happy to be here.
Thank you. Arul?
My name is Arul Vijayan. I am head of digital and data for DIFC Codes. Very happy to be supporting actually this initiatives here.
And Sasha, who just joined us.
Yes, thank you very much for having me. I had to be on another panel, but I was late, so no picture for me here. I'm Sasha. I'm founder of Waves. Waves was one of the first layer 1s back from 2016, one of the first layer 1 chains.
And my name is Daria Leon. I'm senior editor at Being Crypto. We're one of the biggest Web3 medias covering all things crypto on, I believe, 20 languages, or maybe already 22. Okay, let's dive in. My first question is addressed to Miriam. Given the shift to digital assets, how do you think traditional financial institutions can leverage crypto for long-term growth? Maybe there are some specific features that can contribute the most, like CBDC or tokenized assets and so. How do you think?
Yeah, so of course as MasterCard we speak a lot to banks. And the first thing basically when we speak to banks is that we hear a lot that into crypto. And what we highlight every time is that basically that's not possible, right? As long as and crypto adoption is very high, especially here in UAE, using their accounts and using their cards, then they are exposed to crypto. And that comes, of course, with the risk and opportunities, right? So the first dimension is really like the risk associated to crypto, which they need to be aware of. And the first thing is that they need to understand their exposure. They need to understand the risk associated to it. And then they, if you want, adjust their strategy according to that, right? And there are today very good tools in the market that they can use so that they can improve their approval rate while really remaining compliant. But what I noticed also in the last year is that the narrative has shifted a lot into what are the opportunities now that come with crypto, right? They understand that they are exposed to crypto, their customer want crypto, they understand today that crypto is not going anywhere with all this institutional adoption that we witnessed in the last year, and they want to see what's in it for them. And so the traction that I saw in the last year was really a lot into looking at crypto custody and trading and the use cases that are associated to it. So we talked to a lot of financial institutions today who want to propose crypto to their customers. So custody of crypto, so that instead of going and you know, having a wallet which sometimes can be associated to a lot of risk, so having that wallet under the custody of their bank, buying their crypto from the bank. And we have today statistics that highlight that 80% of people would want to buy crypto if they could have it through their bank and if they could store it in their bank account, right? So this is a major use case today for financial institutions. Rewards as well, so offering rewards in form of crypto, which also they can store into their crypto wallet under the custody of their banks. and finally crypto spending. So we have, for example, in MasterCard, the crypto card program that today enable customers to spend their crypto with any merchant where MasterCard is accepted, right? So this is really a major milestone contributing to crypto adoption and acceptance.
Thank you. So it sounds like big financial institutions, like financial giants, traditional ones, don't really have a choice anymore, so they have to do it.
At least they see the opportunity to it. So there is a lot of competition that is coming today from digital banks, from fintech. There is outflow of funds that is going to all these actors, and this money is leaving the banks and not necessarily coming. And they see mainly the opportunity today of creating a new offer, attracting new to bank customers, which are more tech savvy, younger, etc., and differentiating themselves rather than being into a position of resistance and losing customers to banks today that are more crypto friendly.
Yeah, thank you. Arul, beyond very obvious financial applications, what other areas can blockchain will be extremely useful? And maybe you can share what the FIC is exploring at the moment.
That's what actually, we are not a financial institution, or we are not creating markets. Actually, as a government entity, a public service, we are here to create the market certainty. Actually, so how the market can be certain about a new technology adoption or the new market which is created by financial institutions. That's what we are here for. Some of the areas where actually what we have done is we have leveraged blockchain capabilities to provide the traditional use cases. So when it comes to codes, one of the large one of the key area we wanted to address is actually the evidence management, how to actually leverage the blockchain capability to enforce the tamper proof of actually any documents coming to the codes, and how the documents issued by DIFC codes can be verified around the globe, wherever you take the documents. So we recently launched a notary service, actually, where we issue documents, which is actually as an NFT. So, it is a verifiable credential. Once you get notarized by DIFC codes, you can take that document anywhere around the world and get it verified. And similarly, we launched a zero-knowledge vault for actually, general public, where actually, you can keep your life admin documents, and you can mark someone as the beneficiary. And what it happens is if the death is registered within UAE, the documents will be dispatched to the beneficiaries immediately. And we have no control, or we don't have any access to the underlying information. Those are the areas we are actually exploring blockchain, and how we can leverage blockchain capabilities on actually giving public trust.
What areas look promising for you? Maybe those that are not covered yet.
One of the areas actually we recently worked on, I think we need further work, is actually the inheritance. So we just launched a inheritance service for actually digital assets. So DIFC codes offers wills for non-Muslims. So the non-Muslims who is living here, they can register their actually wills and assign the beneficiaries for their assets they own in UAE. Now we started offering that actually for digital assets as well. So by providing a non-custodial wallet, so the individuals can deposit their assets into that non-custodial wallet and assign the beneficiaries. In the event of death happens, the beneficiaries will be able to access the assets actually very quickly and easily. But we understand actually there is a lot of more work needs to be done, because it's a non-custodial wallet, needs actually more capabilities to be built on, and which is something we will be working in the further future.
Thank you. Governments are setting up the frameworks all around the world. Here we have like a lot of freedom, let's call it so, but we all know what's happening in the US. So this question will be addressed to Sasha. How do you think where to find the balance between fostering the blockchain innovations and regulating the industry? Can we really find this balance?
Yeah, it's a very good question, because people often forget that blockchain is not only about monetary applications. One of the first and I think most important applications beyond finance was decentralized governance. And I think we don't have enough traction in that sector yet. But decentralized governance, like some kind of native blockchain governance, is the way to go in the future, in my opinion, because no amount of regulation can actually resolve all the problems that blockchain is facing, and it has to use this like internal mechanism to regulate itself. Because currently I can see a lot of problems with regulation and decentralized governance in blockchain. Basically what we have now in terms of like decentralization is asset issuance. But even trading is very centralized. You know, so you have DEXs, but you have also huge centralized exchanges. So what we probably were able to properly decentralize is just asset issuance. And it's just the first step. And the next step is like more decentralized trading environment and governance. You know, we have some like basic DAO models now working in crypto, but they're very basic. And we have to improve them to make them more applicable to real world scenarios. And we are just starting. And I think like government regulation and DAO regulation should go hand in hand. And like DAO frameworks that actually emerge in UAE is a great step in that direction.
Don't you afraid we can basically lose the initial idea of decentralization and the freedom we got with it?
I think it's kind of already lost, you know, so in my opinion, really, so we don't have that much like decentralization in crypto now. As I said, we were able to decentralize one thing, it's like asset issuance, because yeah, you can issue a token and it's properly decentralized, but trading is not so decentralized, and let alone other stuff. So I think we should get back to the roots of decentralization and start working on like aspects of crypto that probably could go beyond purely financial applications. And that would help financial applications as well, in my opinion.
Thank you, interesting. As digital assets continue to grow, how do you envision the future of self-custody? Because the space itself is like growing in value, and I can only imagine how much will be the market capitalization, like let's say 10 years, or add like RWA there, add all the new options there. So how should we care about our assets? Miriam, can you please start?
I'm just thinking that as this is growing, there will be space for everything, right? There will be space for self-custody, there will be space for custody under, for example, I was talking about banks having the custody of digital assets on behalf of the customer, which is something that is very counterintuitive, but for people who are not necessarily maybe value more customer protection and trust over having their own custody, and maybe they are a little bit concerned about just having the right skills to kind of interact, for example, with DeFi and managing self-custody. So this is also an option, right? So I think that both will really grow a lot, and this is just following the growth of crypto and digital asset that we are seeing with the adoption that we are, institutional adoption that we are seeing as well.
Thank you. Don't you think it's a bit complicated to build trust since the amount of like hacks every year is still quite high?
Sorry, complicated
To build trust, yeah, with custodians for clients for like retail.
Yeah, it is very complicated, especially that trust has been abused in the past, right? So that's why we are now talking a lot about self-custody. But this is where also we have an ecosystem which has proven itself in terms of trust, and I'm talking about here basically the financial institution stepping in and taking back that, if you want, their place where they are the trusted custodian sometimes for digital assets as well as non-digital assets, with the entire, if you want, regulated ecosystem that enable consumer protection, that enable dispute management, etc.
Thank you. Arul, do you have something to add here, I guess?
Yeah, you know, just to add there, actually, Mariam rightly articulated, actually, the trust factor is actually the key important, actually. So that's exactly what we are looking into, how all this actually, real world asset getting tokenized, how the ownership's actually going to be moving in the future, and how the dispute resolution around those ownerships. So, in a real world products or in your services, you can go to a neutral party like a court or an arbitration center and get an award and get it enforced. But if an asset is sitting on a on-chain, how those assets are going to get enforced, how the beneficiaries are getting those access to those assets in the event of winning a dispute out of those assets. So those are the areas we are working on. We are not the regulators, but we have to build the trust actually by working along the side of market and the regulators, and that's exactly what we are working on at the moment.
Thank you. Sasha, you're a veteran of this space. Like, you were in blockchain like for years. You came here like way before I did. So what changed through these years, and where do you see the industry in like next few months? Like, let's say 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, actually a lot of things changed because I think we thought more like decentralization 10 years ago than now. But I think it's inevitable because blockchain, like most important application is like money, and money is a much bigger narrative than blockchain actually. So money always wins. So, but like the next natural step for blockchain is to like get back to its roots of decentralization and start working on other things. And governance is extremely important. And I think blockchain is the only thing that we currently have that can help us improve real-world governance, like tangibly, So we can build models of social interaction that we couldn't build before with blockchain. So I think we should try to do that in the near future.
Thank you. And our time is over, right in time. Thank you, guys. It was quite insightful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.